which is one of the reasons why I got the Honda Element, because 7 months was like a trial for me to gain the experience, the knowledge on how to live in my car with my dog. I moved into my car with my dog Otto, I believe at the end of February, and I want to reflect and go over some things that I've learned or that are different, the way I see things and view things, how I'm managing my life while living in my car. I honestly think that there's been so much going on in these past 6 months. I've learned a lot about mechanical issues with my car. I've had to replace my radiator, I've done transmission fluid and filter, I've done my own brakes, replaced all 4 of my starter plugs. Since having my car, especially moving into my car, I've just become very self-sufficient and wanting to take care of things and do things myself, which is one of the reasons why I got the Honda Element, because there are 1,000 different videos for any type of like mechanical problem, and I knew that I'd be able to fix my own car. I've always wanted to work on my own car, and it's the perfect opportunity and perfect reason to work on my car. Save money. I'm living in it. I don't want to get scammed by a mechanic. I trust that whatever I do is the correct thing, rather than just being told of what's the right thing to do. I made a video maybe a couple months ago now about how I occasionally sleep at people's houses and shower, maybe wash some dishes there at families' houses and stuff. But I no longer I don't really do that as much. I got a gym membership. I work out now, and I use the gym showers. Actually feel a lot more comfortable doing that rather than having to go over to a family or friend's house every other day or every day to shower and just do my own personal business. You guys are gonna flame me for not having a seatbelt on. All right, seatbelt on. But right now I'm currently on my way to try and get these cushions upholstered, because I am building a new bed platform. After 6-7 months, this platform that you see Otto on in the back has just been overall very uncomfortable as far as sleeping and sitting up. It sits too high to where when I want to sit up, I'm hunched over, and when I'm laying down, the bed cushions that I previously like DIY'd, they just aren't comfortable. You see Otto laying back there right now. He lays on them 24/7, and then when it's time for me to lay down, they're all squished. I'm in the process of building out that new platform. Well, it's pretty much built. I just got to get this foam upholstered. And another big thing, this is probably the biggest change since moving into my car, but I got a job, yo. Like, I got a job. The job to me is so good that I'm actually moving away from my home location to work this job. I'm gonna be working for a county. Pay and everything, it's totally worth moving, and it's really gonna put my car life journey and car life skills, I guess, to the test. What I've experienced these first 6 months, living around family, living in my home area, all the experiences I've gathered these first months is gonna put everything I've learned to the test. I'm literally moving like 3-4 hours away to work and live in a completely new county that I know nothing about. Visited a couple times for the interviews, and I've hung out there, but I have no idea of what is in store for me. I hope it works out. To me, I believe this is a decent paying job. I will still be living in my car even after I work this job. One of the reasons I moved out was just because of how much money was going towards the apartment, and I realize now that is part of the overall industry trap to keep you working for the system, and without getting all political, but just keep you working for the system. Living in my car, right? I get this job, I get this full-time job, $2,000 or more of my paycheck is going towards paying rent, let alone utility. Another $80 to $100 for electrical and gas. Let's add a Wi-Fi bill, another $100. Let's add new furniture, because you're going to want to furnish the place. You're not going to live in an empty box. You know, you're not going to sit on the floor. So bed, couch, TV. That is the last thing I want right now, is to be spending money on rent and fixing up an apartment and just doing that whole thing all over again, you know, because I'd pretty much just be repeating that process that I lived and dealt with, you know, over a year ago for some years, you know, and I want to step away from that. So right now I'm going to continue living in my car and keep grinding, you know, hopefully for as long as I can, or until I can build a big enough nest egg to hopefully expand my Turo fleet and hopefully invest into other things. I have some things in mind that I would love to do, and right now is the perfect opportunity, you know, especially with this job. Like, I believe it came at a perfect time. This whole thing is working out. Like I said, these first 7 months was like a trial for me, you know. It was to gain the experience, the knowledge on how to live in my car with my dog, on where to park, how to manage my time and Otto's energy, and how Otto will react to certain situations. Like, I think everything has been lining up perfect, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this next chapter. You know, it's an exciting job. It's literally a job that I would not mind doing at all. Definitely a career job, but I don't plan on working for 30 years, you know. So I'm going to use this job to build up my nest egg, continue to live in my car, save my money, and that's the plan right now. Thanks for watching. You know, this is where my life is headed. This is life of living in my car after 6 months. All right, thanks for watching. All right, peace.